What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Ja Morant. I haven't discussed Ja Morant before, as far as this whole him, acting out recently. I hadn't really spoken on it at all because, not to say that I didn't want to, but because I wanted to see if Ja was actually going to change. But it seems like he just hadn't. He just calmed down a little bit. Now, I want y'all to understand this before I get into my commentary. I'm not a hater of Ja Morant. We are actually from the same state. I was very happy when he got drafted. He has had his father in his life. His father's right there to support him. That's a great thing to have, right? That's a great visual for any young man who's growing up, who plays sports, who may have their father, may not have their father. A guy that came from where he came from to get to where he is. I don't dislike him at all. But I will say this. It's very clear to me that Ja Morant is dealing with self-sabotage. Because a lot of the things that he is doing is a sign of a guy who's a self-sabotager. Everything can go well, and then you can just destroy it with one action. One action. You do everything right, and then one thing that you do just destroys everything, or can possibly destroy everything. Now, for those who know what I'm talking about, Ja Morant was in the car with his friend, and they're listening to music, and the next thing you know, Ja pulls out a weapon on the IG Live. Now, the friend tried to cover it after it being shown, but the damage had already been done. And according to TMZ, he has been suspended from all team activities. Basically, again, this is second suspension. You know who's punching air right now? Dillon Brooks is punching air because Dillon Brooks basically ain't gonna be allowed back on the team. They're not gonna re-sign him because they feel like he's a problem. So I know he's punching air, and they're saying to himself, y'all thought I was a problem. Y'all don't want to re-sign me, but look at what Ja's doing. But everything that Ja's doing, again, this ain't no excuse. It's not me hating. This is me just having a conversation about a young black man who has everything in front of him. Everything in front of him to be great. You're a civilian. You're an NBA player. You're not a thug. You're not a criminal. You're a pro black basketball player. You see, you got some of these NBA players who desperately want to be rappers. For what reason, I have no idea. Rapping has become the #1 profession of Negro males. Nothing else. Even though there's 1,000 careers that can make you a lot of money, all they care about is being a rapper, living a rapper lifestyle, living a thug lifestyle, thug image. There were a lot of people that defended Ja Morant. There were a lot of people that spoke against people like a Shannon Sharp who spoke against Ja Morant. But y'all look crazy. Y'all look crazy getting on here, fighting, swinging, your social media swinging. You're swinging your fists, windmilling your fists, because a lot of y'all know how to fight. You're windmilling your fists in defense of a guy who's a self-sabotager. Trust me, I know what a self-sabotager is. I've self-sabotaged. I'm a Pisces. It's natural. We're gonna self-sabotage at some point. So I know the signs of a self-sabotager. That is what Ja Morant is. And you people who constantly defend him look crazy. Yes, you do. You need to be honest with Ja and said there's a problem there that he's not addressing. There's a problem there. Now, we can sit here and try to make excuses for him or treat him like a man because he's not a kid. He's a grown man. I know y'all want to defend any black man ever, except unless he's a Republican. Unless he's a conservative or Trump supporter, no. But he needs truth. He needs honesty, not lies and not pandering and pats on the back. Now let's get into this article here from Bleacher Report. Memphis Grizzlies guard Ja Morant was suspended in March after live streaming a video in which he was holding a weapon. He appears to have done something similar Saturday. I can't play the music, of course, because that's them in the car. For some reason, he's hyped up, so he wants to. It was very quick. And he put the phone down. You know, but the damage had already been done. The damage had already been done with Ja Morant. Now he's suspended again. Let's go into it. As you can see there, just this dumb, man. But again, I think it's all self-sabotage. Morant was seen holding a weapon during an Instagram live video inside a Denver nightclub in March. The NBA suspended him for 8 games without pay after the incident. Memphis revealed he is suspended from all team activities following the latest development. This is there. The team has released a statement. This according to Chris Hayes. Memphis Grizzlies say star Ja Morant suspended from all team activities pending league review after he allegedly flashed a weapon during an IG live session over the weekend. Is this what y'all gonna defend? Especially you males. You males love to defend these celebrities as if they are your family. They're not your family. They don't know you. And if they saw you in public, they would walk right past you because of your weird energy. You can't defend this. There's really no defense for this. He needs to have people have honest conversation with him. He needs to decide, does he want to be a street dude or does he want to be an NBA player? They put stuff in these guys' contracts to make sure that these situations don't occur. Because listen, y'all don't want to hear this, but you need to hear this. That weapon, if loaded, could have went off. We've seen videos of accidental shootings. So for people to take this as if it don't mean much, you're out of your mind. He ain't you. He's an NBA player with tons of endorsement deals. He makes a lot of money. He is supposed to be the face of the franchise. You are held to a different standard. So sitting up there defending him is dumb to me. Now, I gave y'all a pass the first time because I said to myself, you know what? Maybe he just needed this to calm him down. Not calm him down to go back to what he was doing, but to sort of have him just realize the importance that he has in that organization and what he is doing for himself and his family and for his fans. So I didn't speak on the other situation. But with this, I have to speak on it. In March, the NBA announced it suspended him for conduct detrimental to the league following a meeting with Commissioner Adam Silver. While the league's release said it did not condone that the weapon at issue belonged to Morant, was brought by him into a nightclub, or was displayed by him beyond a brief period, Silver released a statement regarding the Grizzlies star's actions. Ja's conduct was irresponsible, reckless, and potentially very dangerous. It also has a serious consequences given his enormous following and influence, particularly among young fans who look up to him. He has expressed sincere contrition and remorse for his behavior. Ja has also made it clear to me that he has learned from this incident and that he understands his obligations and responsibility to the Memphis Grizzlies and the broader NBA community extend well beyond his play on the court. The Glendale, Colorado Police Department investigated the March incident and said it did not charge Morant with a crime. ESPN's Adrian Woj reported at the time the 23-year-old was enrolled in counseling program in Florida prior to meeting with Silva and eventually returning to the court. All these guys care about is getting on the court. They'll do whatever it takes to get on the court. They'll apologize, they'll go to counseling, but do they continue the counseling? That's what we want to know. Do they continue the counseling after the suspension or after the said apology? I take full responsibility for my actions last night, Morant said in a March statement. I'm sorry to my family, teammates, coaches, fans, partners, the city of Memphis, the entire Grizzlies organization for letting you down. I'm going to take some time away to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being. Morant made a number of headlines outside of basketball this season. Molly Hensley Clancy of the Washington Post cited police records in March that said that the head of security at a mall said Morant threatened him in the summer of 2022 and that someone with the Grizzlies guard shoved him in the head, mushed him. A police report also described an incident just 4 days later in which a teenage boy alleged Morant punched him in the head multiple times during a pickup basketball game and then went into a house only to emerge with a weapon. Morant said he was acting in self-defense after the boy threw the ball at his head. Ja, I don't believe you. I don't believe you, Ja. You telling me you're gonna back down to a teenage boy? I don't see that happening. Bob Kravitz and Sam Amick of The Athletic reported in February that there was an altercation between members of the Indiana Pacers traveling party and Morant's acquaintances after a game. While the NBA could not confirm if there was a weapon present, those with the Pacers said someone in the car that the Grizzlies guard was in shone a laser at them. A witness said it's 100% attached to a weapon, while another added, "We felt we were in grave danger." Morant eventually returned to the court following his March suspension, and the Grizzlies lost to Los Angeles Lakers in the first round of the playoffs. Well, it's off-season time. That's the worst time for Ja Morant. You see, if it was during the season, they could keep an eye on Ja. They can't keep an eye on him no more. The season is over. So they can't. And they're not going to be back to team activities until well deep into the fall. So he has all this time to himself, and that's not a good thing. A lot of these guys don't function properly with off time. They really don't, unless they have people around them. Listen, I like T. Morant, Ja's father, and I like the support that he's giving his son, being there for his son. But they need to really speak to each other and really talk and really have, not to say they haven't, but sometimes hearing stuff from family directly, especially your father or your parents or whomever, it can have an effect. You know, maybe T need to be traveling with them and around them, or not be his babysitter, but to cleanse that circle of people that he hangs with. Because it's very clear this guy is easily influenced. But Ja needs to understand your whole brand is about being an NBA player, not being a street dude. No, we don't believe you. Even though you from Sumter, that don't mean that you a Sumter street dude. That don't mean that at all. I would rather be an NBA player than being a street dude. There is nothing fun about looking over your shoulder at whether somebody trying to end you or somebody trying to put you in jail. That's the life of a street dude. That is the life of a street dude. I would much prefer to live a more comfortable, safe life being an NBA player. You know, some of these guys need to get out the country. Why don't some of these athletes travel? You got passports, you got money, you could go anywhere. Get outside of America, go places. Stop going back. I don't know where he hangs out. Maybe he hangs out in Carolina. Maybe he's in Memphis during the off season. He needs to get out the states. He needs to clear his mind, get out the states. Get away from certain triggers, because it's a self-sabotager. Because I know a self-sabotager when I see one. When we get around certain triggers, it's going to make us self-sabotage. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.